Puan Noor Aishah, the wife of Singapore's first president, Yusof Ishak, has been laid to rest at the Kranji State Cemetery. She died at 91, more than 5 decades after the death of her husband. They're buried side by side. In her final journey, Puan Noor Aishah was carried on a ceremonial gun carriage in a state-assisted funeral as a mark of respect. Aslam Shah with this report.
An honour given to just a few. A tribute to Puan Noor Aishah's decades of service to causes that champion women and the less privileged. On Tuesday morning, prayers filled the air at the Ba'alwi Mosque in central Singapore, offered by loved ones and Muslim leaders both past and present as they sought blessings for her. She's survived by her 3 children and several grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Among those who came to pay their respects were the nation's leaders, who, like her loved ones, were deeply moved by her remarkable life.
I've had the chance to meet her in a few public events and interact with her, and I was always struck by her grace, her poise, her dignity. And I'm sure many Singaporeans who have interacted with her will have that same impression. So today, I come here to pay tribute to her and recognize that her legacy of selfless service will truly inspire many generations of Singaporeans.
I had known that she was ill and had been in hospital for some time. Last month, I had the chance to visit her together with Ho Ching. She was still conscious and recognized us and gave us a broad smile. I've known her for a very long time, since I was 7 years old as a small kid. And then we used to play at the Istana when she was the spouse of the Yang di-Pertuan Negara and later on the president, Yusof Ishak. And over the years, I've kept in touch with her.
As tributes poured in from home and abroad, Puan Noor Aishah took her final journey to her final resting place, the Kranji State Cemetery. Only the closest of family and friends were granted the privilege to gather here in quiet reflection. Here at this sacred space, the former First Lady was laid to rest. A moment of peace, a final prayer, before she takes her place alongside her beloved husband.
After about half a day, the state-assisted funeral of Puan Noor Aishah is complete, and she's being laid to rest beside her husband, the first president of Singapore, Yusof Ishak. Now here at Kranji State Cemetery, the place is being reserved for persons who have made significant contributions to Singapore, including Benjamin Sheares, who was laid to rest here in 1981. He is the second president of Singapore.
President Tharman Shanmugaratnam has paid tribute to the late Puan Noor Aishah, calling her a force in her own right. He says she can take pride in her quiet role in Singapore's foundational years, noting that she shouldered some of her husband's responsibilities when his health began to decline. Mr. Tharman says Puan Noor Aishah also championed various social causes and acknowledges her role in championing local heritage. Well, these include the kabaya and traditional cuisine. In his condolence letter to her family, Prime Minister Lawrence Wong highlights Puan Noor Aishah's contributions to the country. These include transforming the Istana from a British colonial residence into a Singaporean institution. For one, she introduced Asian dishes to serve Istana guests. She also championed educational and women's causes through her involvement in several organizations, like the Singapore Red Cross. He says her devotion to her role and deep sense of duty touched many lives. Senior Minister Lee Hsien Loong says Puan Noor Aishah was committed to a Singapore that's fair and just, regardless of race, language or religion. He says her gentle spirit, sense of duty and grit left a deep impression on Singaporeans. Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim says her simplicity helped to bridge the gap between leaders and the people. He described her as a pillar of strength during Singapore's formative years and an inspiration to women across the region. The National Trades Union Congress says it's deeply saddened by Puan Noor Aishah's death. It describes her as a symbol of compassion and dedication. NTUC says she made a lasting impact on the lives of workers and their families. She was honoured with the NTUC Special Medal of Honour in 1971 for her contributions to social service and the labour movement. The Singapore Muslim Women's Association calls her a guiding light for women and families. President of the association, Razwana Begum, describes her as a national figure of compassion and dignity. Her belief in women's potential continues to inspire their work today. Puan Noor Aishah was the association's first patron and served the organization from 1968 to 1972. A Girl Guides Singapore says Puan Noor Aishah championed the development of girls and young women. She also helped strengthen the values of service, leadership and resilience within the organization. She was the president of Girl Guides Singapore in 1960 and patron in 1965.
Puan Noor Aishah was just 26 when she entered public life in 1959, by the side of her husband, Yusof Ishak. He had been sworn in as Singapore's first Malayan-born head of state, or Yang di-Pertuan Negara, as Singapore attained internal self-government. Together, the couple witnessed the turbulent years in the birth of a nation. When race riots broke out in 1964, Yusof Ishak reached out to people of all races to restore trust and confidence. And Puan Noor Aishah was by his side as he continued as Singapore's first president when Singapore separated from Malaysia and gained independence in 1965. Puan Noor Aishah was born in Selangor on 21st May 1933. She married Yusof Ishak when she was 16. They have 3 children. With Yusof Ishak's new appointment, the family's simple lifestyle had to change. Instead of the main Istana mansion, they chose to live in Sri Melati, a cottage on Istana grounds. Puan Noor Aishah was determined her children would live a regular life as far as possible. But life would change for her.
He's a journalist, he met so many people, so a lot of experience for him. So, to him, easy, But to me, when first, I don't know what to do because, I'm from a housewife looking after children and all of a sudden, so to change life, what to do? Carry on.
Puan Noor Aishah applied herself to the task of transforming the former government house into a symbol of a new nation. The Istana was to host state functions, and Puan Noor Aishah would have to host the visiting leaders' wives.
So I have to be there for the wife to come and see me. So when first I come, I didn't know. I can't speak English, and then they all diplomat, all different country. So immediately I think, I must learn English, otherwise cannot.
She took English lessons for over a year, and before long was confidently making speeches at events.
Multiracial communities of Singapore in a friendly manner.
Jadi kita nak bersatukan semua rakyat Singapura, nak bersatukan rakyat semua Singapura, apa bangsa semua. Kita nak minta dia orang semua taat setia pada kita, kerjasama, semua itu susah betul.
She also used her well-honed culinary skills to inject Asian flavors into the Istana menus. The star dish was her own version of sago gula melaka pudding. People remember her delectable dishes even decades later.
Puan Noor Aishah herself was an excellent cook. Personally, she takes great pain to see to the menu, decide on the menu, and to actually supervise even the cooking. The dessert, which is the gula melaka. In all my life, even till today, I have not eaten gula melaka the way she prepared.
And I still have fond memories of Puan Noor Aishah's cooking, especially one occasion when she prepared nasi ulam and spent days collecting more than a dozen different herbs to make sure she got the taste to perfection. I only had it once, but I remember it till today.
Puan Noor Aishah took a leading role as patron or president of numerous charitable and public organizations. She hosted numerous meetings for welfare organizations, raising funds to help the poor, the handicapped, and the aged. Using her own initiative, she prepared the food personally for tea parties to thank donors.
I do myself, I have to do myself. Make epok-epok, we make ourselves, epok-epok, we make. And then we have a kuih undi-undi. We make sandwiches also, we make ourselves.
In 1964, she received the Distinguished Service Medal for her active and dedicated interest in social welfare work from her own husband, Yusof Ishak. She had a particular affinity for organizations working with women. Concerned about the education of young girls, she agreed to be president and patron of the Girl Guides Association in 1960. Her letters to the government helped the association obtain a land lease for a new headquarters building in the 60s. In 1970, in honor of her decade-long service as the first Asian president of the Singapore Girl Guides Association, Puan Noor Aishah was presented with the Laurel Leaf Award, its highest honor. From the year 2000, the Puan Noor Aishah Awards was established to recognize achievements of outstanding girl guides. Puan Noor Aishah proved to be an adept manager, able to juggle many tasks.
Well, as the First Lady, she is, she's always very, very prompt. She actually manages her time very well. She cooks, but she knows that things must end at a certain time. She must give herself time to change, dress up, and to be on time for the next appointment.
She would also make her own clothes for events.
That time, I have to dress up. I go to tailor. Tailor is so slow. Better I sew myself. At night, when no function, I sew. I go to shop, I see whatever I like it, and then I'm free. So easy. So I buy myself, I do it myself, boleh lah.
Puan Noor Aishah supported her husband in all his official functions. The presidential couple showcased the country to the world. Wherever they appeared, they drew crowds. With poise and charm, Puan Noor Aishah graced official meetings in Singapore and visits abroad. When her husband's health deteriorated during his third term of office, Puan Noor Aishah took his place to present medals for the National Day Awards of 1968.
The National Day Award, he don't do well, so I said to them, never mind, I can pin it, don't worry. If you want me to do, you put one platform, because I'm short.
In 1971, she was the first Malay woman to receive an honorary doctorate Doctor of Letters degree from the National University of Singapore.
She had to manage a large household and carry out official and ceremonial duties, and it was a daunting task. She even hired a teacher to teach her English so that she could communicate effectively with Singaporeans and foreign dignitaries. But Puan Noor Aishah made all these appear effortless with her grace and her poise. And she touched the lives of many with her quiet determination, humility, and charm.